Hey everybody, happy Monday. Uh, as you can see, somebody, somebody near and dear to me and persuasive said, "Hey, I've got some leftover henna to put on your hair," and now I've got blackish grayish hair for a little while. So that's kind of weird to see in the monitor. But yeah, I'll just ride it out. She was wanting me to get a haircut anyway, so I suppose this sort of facilitates that whole thing. Um, all right. Well, some dates coming up. On Wednesdays, 5 to 7, I'm doing Thump Day, the Guitar Summit. I call it, Thump Day, Hump Day. Um, if anyone wants to come and hang out with me on Tuesdays or Wednesdays out at David Ward's place and do some cobbing and learn all about that process, get in touch with me because we're just making lots of progress fast on that. Actually, that's why I'm dealing with this camera and audio situation here because let's see, yeah, my volume is maxed out um, on my computer's mic, and it's just still not very loud. So that's kind of annoying, but I'll be back to my usual camera soon. I left it out at David's house last time that we were doing that. Um, so today we got Monday jams starting back in again. Steve Cleveland's going to be on the piano. I'll be playing some drums, and Patrick Harry will be on the bass. So do stay tuned for that. One Hope Church, I'm playing with them most every Sunday from 11 to 1. That's a sermon and the whole thing, but the music's cool. I just had a show at the Imperial Bottle Shop with Big Bossa. That was a lot of fun. Um, yeah, it was a strange experience of having to play in a line up against a wall and being there on Division Street is just an absolute like shopping mall of a Disneyfied mess of what was once like a real street in Portland is just now like whoa. It's cool, but I mean it's like a mall in that like I have a unique perspective, right? I was sitting there playing drums, sitting in one place for like 4 hours because we were playing for 3 hours. So once I got set up, I mean I was setting up drums or playing them for like 4 hours. And so there were people that were there when I got there. They would kind of wander around, and then were still there when I left, like 4 hours later, which is amazing to me that people can do that. Like I think that's just a panic attack waiting to happen for me personally. But yeah, just hanging out, drinking and socializing for 4 hours on end. So it's a beautiful person thing to do. Like let's go outside. Let's be seen. Like why? It's because we're beautiful. Anyway, it's just funny. It's one of those things you're like, why? What are they doing exactly? Like they're sipping this one drink for like an hour. It's like, oh, I see. They're beautiful. They're just out being beautiful somewhere. Let's see. What do we? Oh yeah, I just had Bethel Lutheran yesterday. That was a ton of fun. Uh, we Jules was unable to make it because Carol, his wife, was not well, so he was taking care of her. But Russ Miller sat in, and it's a really good show. Feel good vibes in the room. Had a good hang with Adrian Baxter afterwards. Love that dude. Um, September 7th, I'm going to be playing at the Mock Crest Tavern with Sharkskin Review. That's Johnny Ward's band. That's with like 5-piece band, guitar, piano. I'm playing electric bass, um, drums, and then Johnny playing harmonica and a little bit of slide guitar and stuff. It's pretty cool. Earlier in the night, I'm going to be playing at the Ardiri Winery with Larry Munson. I'm gonna be on bass. Um, that's Larry Munson and Jesse. I've yet to recall his last name. I feel like such an asshole. I'm gonna move on. Lynn Street Din is gonna be September 8th from 5 to 7 at the Alberta Pub. And Steve's going to be back. So we've got Steve Cleveland is going to be playing piano. He's taking a break from singing. So we're going to have Fred Ingram singing a bunch of songs, David Weatherby singing a bunch of songs. I'll be singing more. And we'll put in some more instrumentals and things like that. I've also got, also invited a bunch of horn players to come down and see if they'll come sit in with us. Could be the likes of Andrew Olakanov on the clarinet. I asked Reggie Houston if he'd come down. I asked who else? Adrian if he'd come down. Adrian Baxter. So we'll see if we can get a crew of horn players down there willing to throw down. But if not, it's going to be a nice tight quartet. So and really great to have Steve back. So yeah, new musical friends. I got the Newport Nightingales have been calling me to play some bass with them, which is really fun. And we're going to be playing September 9th with them. Do I yet know where we're playing? How come I don't know that? That's amazing. Yeah. So yeah, do stay tuned. I'll try and update you with what I'm up to next. So yeah, let's talk a little bit about some minor chord 3-string patterns. So this is like a really nice improvisational exercise that you can do that really helps with learning how to read, learning how to play chord melody is what I really mean. So taking a melody, right, right, and putting chords underneath it, right? No melody, no chord here, and then I put a chord in right here. Right, with chord underneath. Right, just right with a chord underneath. So doing big full chords with the bass notes in there is a great way to start, but I encourage you to take it up to the high 4th strings and see if you can start working out some things there. So in the key of G minor, right, we can get a nice G minor here, and let's do this in I believe it's called natural minor, where it has this note versus this note, right, this sound versus this sound. Right, I love this sound. The major 6 on the minor chord, one of my favorite sounds. But for this exercise, let's stick with the natural minor. Especially just it's something I've been working on myself since I love the other one so much. I've neglected this one, which is actually really useful for a lot of tunes. So for example, I was playing Autumn Leaves there. That's going to use like a natural minor scale, right? Which is wrong key. Right, flat 7. right. So anyway, so here we go. So G minor, A minor 7 flat 5, D7, back to G minor. So I'm going to leave the high string here for playing melodies, and I'm going to focus all my energy on these 3 middle strings here. Right, so as you can see with this big old bar here, if you look at the top, these high strings, it's actually just a nice little bar like that, or something like that. Get the root note in there if you want, if you hear it that way easier, right? But it's a minor 7 chord, going to the minor 7 flat 5, right? So just do these high notes, this little minor shape, to a D7 shape like that, right? Versus that, just cut out the A string, nice clear sound. Now I've heard this described as cutting a wake, where the high string is sort of the point of the wake, and the other notes are kind of a ripple behind it, right? And then this change. So let me get the scrolling banner here. Actually, I'll take that out of there for now. Cool. All right, so from there you can see we've got a free couple of fingers, right? So let's just try improvising in that natural minor scale. Right, so you see you got a few melody notes available to you, right? 1, 2, 3, right? Maybe even bring it up to the E string, right? And we're just floating along, right? Just enjoying the sounds we can make. Right, if it gets tired, shake it out. Even just do 2 notes. Right? So let's see, I'll do a thing that... Now I'm going to move that to the next chord. See if I can find some of those notes again. Right, so I'm making this shape now, which is my A minor 7 flat 5 chord. Right. I'm going to see if I can find some more melody notes there. Back to the tonic, and then here's the 2. Oops. And then I can hear it just wants to go back to that 1 now. So there's your 2 chord, and then from there, let's try the 5 chord and see what notes are available to us there. Right, so here's this D7, and then back to the tonic. Ah, that nice resolution. So yeah, so try playing with that. The making those 3 chord shapes, right? This one, or this one. Let's say this one, and this one, right? And then see what notes you can find from that scale. That's about all you can reach from there. So, 2 chord, right? 5 chord. Oops, I put in that major 6. I really love that. But the nice, you get these really beautiful sounds like that one from using the natural minor. All right, cool. Yeah, practice that. The 2, 5, and that's off the a chord, bar chords based off of the E string, and then that one off the A string. But it's those shapes. Cool. All right. Well, I've been feeling a bit politically homeless lately. I'm sort of perplexed by what has happened in Portland, socially, politically. It's very interesting to me because when I first got here, I felt like there was, unless I was talking to at the time, a Bush supporter, hardcore right-wing Republican, I never ran into anybody who supported a war. I'd never met anybody who considered themselves a liberal to be pro-war. But increasingly, I have found that people make more and more exceptions for the United States doing its thing abroad, and I don't really understand it. But I think what has happened is that there's been a slow change in just terms of people, who's actually here, and socially. I think there's been a change from I'm having so many troubles with the tech today, guys. I've noticed that there's been a social change from people who kind of consider themselves a libertine or a liberal to the Democrat Party, Democratic Party people, and I just have not been able to support I really broke from the idea of I never wanted to vote Republican, but I completely broke from even considering the idea when I heard about like their people having to sign purity pacts and things like that, which basically drove the party in a certain direction no matter what. You either sign the thing or we don't support you, and we're going to push you in this direction no matter what. That really pushed me away from connecting with the Republican Party, and I'm afraid that the Democrats have gone that way. Probably, before I noticed, but and what I've noticed is that if you're really into a political party that you have to hate, there are people that we have to hate, and you have to hate Putin and you have to hate Trump, and I am repelled by hate, and I'm repelled by the idea that if I want to be in support of someone or something, that I have to hate somebody else. So I was talking to a friend about war, and he said, "Well, you got to understand. I just hate Putin," and I had to just stop him right there and say, "Why? Why?" I like that. I'm tired of having to hate, and also, like, what connection to the people of Russia does hating Putin really have? Like, how does that really translate? And it translates in sanctions, which, at one point no liberal ever supported. I don't think. Sanctions on Iraq went on for long before the Iraq War, and nobody was really supporting it. There was the first Iraq War, and they had sanctions put on them ever since, and was basically terrorism against the people of that country, and not it did not really affect leadership. Um, and those sanctions only went away when George Bush wanted to give Halliburton a no bid contract to rebuild in Iraq. So, I mean, I don't think that that's really a good direction to go and to be excited about and to hold bake sales for. Uh, I don't understand how people don't see that the war. I'm glad that like how people feel about Gaza for the most part is clear, and like for once I can freely speak my mind about that without having to start out my sentence with something like, I'm not anti-Semitic, but what is this? For once, I think that people are understanding that subtlety, which is incredible to me that that's finally happening. Uh, and anyway, um, this particular proxy war with Russia is on Russia's border with Russians. So it's not really a proxy war for them at all. And they are a nuclear power. Uh, this has forced them, those sanctions forced them into alliances with Russia. Um, and then, satisfied with pushing the war up to that point, I hear voices in the United States now calling for war with Iran. So it's kind of like, where does this end? Like we've gotten comfortable with messing with nuclear power. Um, yeah, and I cannot understand why people don't take this more seriously as a serious problem. But there it is. So that's how I feel about that. Uh, I've got this video I just put up on the YouTubes. Yeah, you can go over there to go over to my video page there to check out what I've been up to, the whole edited video there. But I'm just going to play a little bit of it here and talk about the scene, talk about um, who's playing and what they're playing. This guy right here, the trumpet player, that's Garner Pruitt. He's amazing, and let's just play a little bit of this.
If you know the words, keep them to yourself. We're having a hard time concentrating.
Wayne is always a hilarious person. That's another guy who had a stroke, and 2 weeks later, I was playing a gig with him. He was making jokes. He was remembering everyone's name. He was calling the tunes, playing great. Wild.
Tell the world I do. I love cold rain. Tell the world I do. I pray at night.
that beautiful thing that they do where the clarinet gets way up on top.
Since you've been gone. Oh, yeah.
Clarinet gets way up on top, trumpet in the middle there with the vocal. He was kind of imitating a trombone there too and getting below the vocal. But yeah. Well, thanks everyone. And yeah, go check out the full video over there on my other side, my video page there. And see you all in a little bit here with some more music with Steve Cleveland and Patrick Harry and me. No Russ Miller today. He couldn't make it out. But all right, thanks so much, everyone. Talk to you soon.